everybody, this is Wayne with ApexAlpha Labs, coming in with another little episode of the Tech Talk. I've got a few things that we want to go over today. Firstly is going to be ESD. So let's just get down to it. So ESD is, for lack of a better term, it is lightning, just on a smaller scale. When you're handling electronics and stuff, it'll come in little tiny ESD bags like this. It'll come in stuff just to protect it. And I've been seeing on a lot of build forums and a lot of build pages on Facebook and all that stuff, and it's apparently it's not a major concern to these people. When in fact that you have GPUs that cost the same price as a decently used mid-2000s Honda Civic. Okay, when you've got an example of FTW3 3090 going for $3,000, you can pick up a car for less than that runs, that you can sit in and drive. And this is a car this big that goes in your computer, and it costs the same amount. Anyway, so when you're repairing or you're building your computer, or you bring your computer to me and I repair it, or I build your computer, there are a few things that I use during the build process. The first thing is an Esd Strap. You can pick this up off of Amazon, AliExpress, you can go to Banggood, whatever, and you can pick it up for $2, $3. You get a banana adapter that goes into your 3-prong outlet, and it uses the earth ground. You just plug it in and you're grounded. If you want it on your ankle, you can put it on your ankle. All you have to do is just get a 3-prong extension cord that you have laying around. That way you have more mobility and you're not attached to the desk, and you can have this sitting there. Most of the grounding action doesn't actually happen here. There's a little bit of metal braiding in the sleeve, but most of it is by this contact. So you want to have it firmly pressed up against your wrist on any point, so that way you just discharge static. The whole thing about where you touch the case beforehand is nonsense. If you don't even have the thing plugged in, what are you grounding to? All right? If you don't want to go the route of being strapped to your desk, like if you had an Apple iPhone and you needed it constantly on the charger to work, you pick up Esd Gloves. These are $5 on Amazon. They have a special coating on them. They keep oil, all of that stuff. Nitro gloves hold static. They potentially can, so I try not to use those, and they tear a lot, especially when you're building parts, you're moving things around, and it gets caught on the back of a through-hole trace or something like that. You don't want that. It'll cut it, and then you get oil everywhere from your fingers. So I use these. They're special little static gloves. The last thing that I use is this. I got this off of, yet again, the jungle called Amazon. I got this for $12.59. $12.59 for an Esd jacket. It's not fashionable, it's not meant to be, but you put this on and it has braiding in there, and it has button snaps so that you can actually attach this guy right on here. You can pop this off and you can attach it to the jacket if you don't want to wear the strap. So I use that. Another thing is that I'll use to, before I do anything, when I'm repairing a computer or I am building a new one, I will put it on a fancy little test bench that I got here. This little guy right here, you know. I'll put it on one of these guys, and this is a mini ATX to eATX, a little test bench. It's nice. I got it in the colors of our company, black and red. But yeah, the people that are saying that ESD doesn't matter and that they handle so many parts and blah, 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 and you even get people in IT forums that they're certified, that handle this stuff every single day, and they forego ESD. They don't even think about it. They don't care, right? It amazes me. You have companies, manufacturing companies, that invest millions of dollars, hundreds of hours worth of training, tens of thousands of dollars in materials, tens of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars in consumables to prevent ESD damage to any of the products that they make. And then they put it in a little bag and ship it to you. What's the bag in the box for? What's the ESD packing material for? It's not going to get shocked during transport. It's so that there's no static that goes into the box and goes and damages the product when they put it in the box, and also reduces the amount of failure when you take your fingers and touch the board when you take it out of the packaging. That's what that's for. ESD is a big problem, and it creates a lot of returns, a lot of RMAs, a lot of DOAs, and you get dummies that will, sully a brand and say that they're Gigabyte or MSI or whoever that they buy these parts from. Oh, it came here DOA. I don't know what happened. Your parts are garbage. Blah blah blah. No, most likely what happened is you handled it wrong, or you didn't take ESD precautions. Now you can do a few things to reduce ESD, a discharge from your fingers. Increase the humidity a little by about 10% in your house. The higher the humidity, the less of a chance of static buildup, because the moisture in the air wipes off ions off of your body when you move and you walk. Get ESD mat for your repair area, an ESD mat that's grounded. Get that. Get gloves. Get straps. Get jackets. But anyway. You want to mitigate any chances of you causing a problem, especially now when video cards cost as much as either a winter beater for $900 or a decent daily driver for $3,000. These are the prices of computer components. So do you want to waste your time, your money, on killing a component because you didn't take the proper precautions? I think the people that literally say that they don't have any issues with ESD are liars, and that they have had DOA boards, but it's never been from ESD. How do you know? What happens if you turn around and touch a board and you fry something because you transferred a shock onto it, and there's no stock to replace your RMA, and the seller actually, which is super rare, but the seller who sold you the device tests the unit before selling it to you initially, and then tests it again when you RMA it. They're going to blame you. You're not going to get your money back, or you're going to get a significant amount back less because they had to restock and basically trash the board. And what if there's nothing to replace it? Yeah. So those are the things that you have to think about, is that during the silicon blight of 2020 and 2021, you don't want any issues, especially with the amount of money that we're all spending on parts. Now, main things to take from that is you spend, I don't know, $250, $300 on a Ryzen 5 3600. We'll take that processor for example. It's on a 7 nanometer lithography. It's got a little 7 nanometers between each gate for the transistors inside of the CPU. Do you know what else is less than 10 nanometers? A virus, a blood cell. They're about 6 to 8 nanometers on average. A human hair is 100,000 nanometers. So just think of how many transistors are packed together in this little tiny chip, and then you come along thinking that you know what you're doing, and you touch the CPU and you have some static discharge, and it oh so happens to just shock it, and then you have a high voltage and low current, because you can't feel it, jump across all of these little gates and transistors inside of the CPU that is literally spaced at the same amount as a red blood cell. Think, please, especially today. I mean, you have people at NASA that sent the new Mars rover up, and they're using PowerPC technology for their CPU from 2001, an RMC 750 processor. That's hardened for radiation and electrical discharges, and they still wear static protection, even though it's a hardened chip. And you're not going to turn around and ground yourself, and you're not going to take precautions to safeguard against a DOA that you caused. because you didn't even bother to discharge? Gloves. Anyway, so another thing we're going to talk about today is the unveiling of the new iMac 24-inch computer, if you will, if you want to call it a computer, that they announced. I think it was yesterday, on the 21st. I've been taking a look at this new iMac, and I have to say I'm thoroughly disappointed. They've basically taken an iPad, blown it up to 24 inches, stuck a couple of Thunderbolt ports on it, and put a stand on it. And they're going to sell it to you for the base price of $1,299. So what do you get for $1,299? You get the M1 chip that's 8 cores and a 7-core GPU. Unspecified what GPU that it is. They don't tell you on the website. You would have to go hunting on like Mac rumors and all of that stuff, but of course they're rumors, so you don't know, right? And then for $200 more, you can get the 8-core CPU and the 8-core GPU, which I highly suspect is the base model has the same GPU. They just lock down one of the cores so that you can't use it. 8 gigs of RAM and a 256 gigabyte SSD. I can understand that on maybe like an $800, $900 system that you have a low-end storage capacity, but in a device that you physically cannot service without taking to one of their authorized repair facilities, in this unified RAM too, that is basically it's soldered to the board, so you can't upgrade it. You can't open it up, and you can't add a stick like you could on the old Intel style iMacs up until a certain point, because proprietary, and they want you to go to their people so that they can rape your wallet, essentially, which is disgusting. I think it's absolutely disgusting, and people like me who repair devices, this is going to kill everything. It's just like with the iPhone 12s, where you can't even repair the screen without it telling you that it's illegal, even if it's from another Apple iPhone 12, where you can't replace the iPhone camera with a genuine Apple replacement camera because it came from a different iPhone, or the battery. So the iPhone 12s and up, I can't repair, and I won't repair. I refuse to repair them. Why? I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars in equipment just to skirt around stuff. I'm not going to bother with it. I don't care. I'll repair iPhone 6S's, 7s, 8s, 8 Pluses, X's, XRs, XS, maybe even an iPhone 11. But you come with me with an iPhone 12, I'm not repairing it. There's no way in hell. I'm not doing it. I won't do it. I'm not going to waste my time or my money. Right? This is a thing now, is you have extremely expensive PC parts for you to build your own PCs. You have extremely expensive parts that are sold to me through vendors that are also getting on the scalp game, right? Making my pre-built systems that I sell more expensive and harder to attain. And then you get Apple that doesn't care about you or me. They only care about themselves. And they'll sell you a blown up gigantic iPad, call it an iMac, and give it to you for $1,299. And it's an insult, basically. It's just an insult. And we're gonna take a look at this together. Come on, let's go. All right, everybody. So let's see. So we've got our base model right here. Our base model, 24-inch iMac. You're only allowed to get it in blue, green, pink, or silver. That's all you can get it in, right? So judging by the picture here, it looks like it comes with a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Wow. Only 256 gigs of storage, and I'm pretty sure with that little one that they put right there, you can upgrade the storage for about $500 more. 8 gigs of unified memory, which means that you cannot upgrade. You're stuck with 8 gigs. Who the hell's using 8 gigs of RAM anymore? That's what I use in my base systems, but at least you can upgrade, right? Okay, so the only thing that I'll give props to is that they do have a beautiful display, but whatever, that doesn't matter. 2 Thunderbolt and a /USB 4 ports. So you get no HDMI, you get no Ethernet port, you get no USB 3 ports, you get no USB-C ports. You don't get any of that stuff, right? So you have to buy an adapter just to hardwire it into your network, or use any other style of USB. So you probably have to pay like $100 or so for an adapter that is only from them. All right, so you're basically wasting your money on it. You get a Magic Keyboard. Wow. So you can finance this piece of trash for 12 months, or you can buy it outright for $1,300 plus tax. And it's a 7-core GPU, which I'm pretty sure it's the same exact core components as the 2 higher tier systems, but they've probably locked down that 8-core GPU to be 7 cores. It still comes, even at $1,500, it still comes with a 256 gigabyte storage capacity. It's still 8 gigs of unified memory. 2 Thunderbolt, 4 USBs. Wow, you get 2 USB 3 ports and gigabit in Ethernet. I'm sure that they include the adapter with this one. You get a Magic Keyboard and with Touch ID. Oh wow, for $1,500. So for $200 more, you get shit that should be included with it. And you get a couple extra colors. You get orange, purple, and yellow. That's what you get with it. And then on the highest priced system, right, you get basically the same stuff here, except they give you 0.5 terabyte of storage, but you still get 8 gigabytes of unified memory. This is some trash. So what can we take from this? I'll tell you what we can take from this. So that you can go and take it to their Genius Bar for something that is probably a defect, since Apple is known for a bunch of defects, especially with the whole FlexGate issue of the 2016 and 2017 MacBooks, where they put a high voltage line right next to a digital video signal line and it would blow up. If you have to take your product to them, it always somehow magically works out that it's an $800 repair. $800. You take in a 2014 MacBook Air, and the logic board is dead. Oh, we got to replace the logic board. $800, please. Do you know how much I replaced logic boards for in a 2014 MacBook Air? $300. $300. Most of that cost is actually getting the part that I have to buy from somebody else who's ripped it out of another dead eye. Usually when I buy replacement parts for Mac repairs or MacBook repairs, I will have to buy them from somebody who's torn them out of another device. And most of my repair charge that I charge to the customers is me acquiring the part. But I'm not going to charge them $800 for a 7-year-old Mac part. It's not going to happen. And I really don't repair anything newer than 2017, simply because the cost is astronomical. And at that point, the customer goes, well, I'm just going to buy a new iMac, or I'm going to buy a new MacBook. Stop buying them. Just buy an old one, use it for what you're going to use it for, jailbreak it so that you can use Catalina on it or something, and be done with it. But most people aren't going to do that. I'm talking pipe dreams here. But why? Why do people keep going back to companies that literally abuse them before the sale, during the sale, and after the sale for service? Why would you stay with it? It's Stockholm Syndrome. Because of the fact that it's got a nice little pretty Apple logo on it. Their new iMac is basically a freaking iPad. It's for your 85-year-old grandpa to surf the web on. All-in-one, a cheap all-in-one from Costco or something that's a PC that you could pop open and you could upgrade. You could change out the i5 that's in there for a slightly faster one. You could upgrade RAM mostly. Sometimes Samsung and all of those are starting to do the same thing that Apple does, because of the fact that it benefits them. You get the Android boys and the Apple fanboys, and you get those people fighting over which is better. Neither of them are better. Neither of them are better. They're not better than one or the other. It's just what you're used to and what you use it for. Who cares? You want to fight over the fact of, oh, well, I can do this. No one. It doesn't matter. Your conversation will be forgotten about as soon as the person goes to another thread on Facebook. Manufacturers are making it increasingly difficult for you to repair your own vehicle. The cars back in the day used to come with repair manuals so that you could replace parts, and they come with part numbers so that you can replace parts. Now you don't have that. Now it says see dealer for service, and you have to use special proprietary diagnostics tools in order for you to find out what's wrong, and then the only way to get the part is through the dealer, and it's through the manufacturer, which costs twice as much as if you went to an independent repair shop, and the independent repair shop has to charge the price that they pay from the dealer for a stupid part that is literally like $3 worth of plastic and a rubber O-ring or something. Or used to get washer and dryers back in the days, and they would come with schematics to repair. They would come with part numbers. They would sometimes even come with spare parts. Now they don't come with any of that. Now you get an LG or a Samsung washer, and it breaks in 2 years simply because you used the wrong soap. And so they want to take away your ability to repair your stuff and steal money from you for design flaws that are inherent to their products. And they want to blame the user for doing something that they didn't do. Oh, well, you shouldn't be using it like that. That's why it broke. No, it broke because, I was using it, and I opened the lid one day, and then the screen went black. Oh, you shouldn't be opening it like that. That's $800 to fix the screen. Why? Why? It's trash. So don't buy the new one unless you want to impress people that don't care. You won't be able to service it. You won't. It's a little bit thicker than an iPad or like one of the original iPhones. Where are you gonna? You're gonna probably have to disassemble, cut the whole screen out, and then you're gonna come across a little tiny little board, and everything on it is proprietary, and then you can't replace it. And of course, since it's brand new, there's going to be no parts available for this thing. So you're going to have to go to Apple, and of course you got Apple Care that's going to take care of you, and you've got 90 days of complimentary service and all this stuff. But it's not going to break now. Oh no, it's not going to break now. It's not going to break a year from now. It's going to break like the day after your Apple Care runs out. That's how it always works. That's how it's going to be. There's going to be flaws in it, and they're designed to work well just until the warranty runs out. And then what are most people going to do? They're going to run back. They're going to run back to Apple and go, it's really slow, and it doesn't work, and I need a new one. And then Apple's going to go, well, we got one right for you, $1,400, and you'll get 16 gigs of RAM in 2024. 2024, 8 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of RAM. That's garbage. It's nothing. What are you multitasking? Yeah. Trash. Yeah? I mean, they say, oh, well, it's built on the ARM processor technology, so it closely resembles a phone, and the Big Sur, it kind of pretends to be like an iPad. They basically want to make the iPad, a computer, an all-in-one. It's not. What the hell are you doing? You're making things completely unserviceable. You're making things hard to acquire to repair if you do try to repair it. It's a headache. I wouldn't buy it. Hell no. Nuh-uh. No way. If I can't replace the parts to service it myself, I don't want nothing to do with it. You ain't gonna see me driving a brand new car. I'll drive, you know, a 15-year-old turd box until it rusts out, and I'll just keep replacing parts on it because that's cheaper than buying anything that you can buy now, and it'll be good for a couple of years, and then it'll blow up in your face, and you can't repair it yourself. You know, it's the entire industry as a whole. They want to basically take you and hold you hostage. They don't consider you a customer at Apple. They consider you a product that just keeps supporting them. They're like a baby mama that keeps calling for more and more child support. That's basically what it is. That's it. That's all they are. They're useless. And you can't really do too much with their computers anyway, other than photo edit and sound edit and make Word documents and browse Facebook anyway. You might as well get one of these. Might as well get one of these. It does the same exact thing as them. I'll bet a little bit slower. But, I mean, their functionality hasn't really changed. You're not going to be playing CSGO on it, or Doom Eternal. You're not going to be playing that on it at all. You're going to be using it for Word documents and writing, you know, little complaint emails in your iCloud email. That's basically what they're for. All right, so until next time, we'll be probably talking about one thing. I've been seeing a lot in like the gamer things, gamer forums rather, where they're putting a little ADA 64 monitoring on a little Raspberry Pi screen, and I figured, you know what, hey, I'm gonna mess around with it. I'm gonna see what's going on. So I picked one of these up, already tested it out, as you can see. I rickrolled it, and you know, it works. It's decent quality for what it is. It's a little tiny little thing. Look at this little baby. Look at the little baby. That's it. You know, it's still got its protective cover on there to protect from scratches and stuff, but it's cool. I like it. So I'm probably gonna chop up my little Franken Mac. You know, the Mac that is actually useful now than what it was. You can actually use it for other than just staring at Facebook. You know, I'm probably gonna chop the case and put this in there, and probably put some funny graphic or something on there. And be done with that. So I'm gonna have fun with it. I don't know. Maybe in the near future. I've got a lot of things that I need to build and do before that. It's kind of like a pet project on the side. And then if it gets validated and enough people like it, then I'll probably just put it as an add-on service on my system builds. You know, they can have a little ADA screen inside the computer as pre-built. Isn't that cool, huh? You get a little screen in there for your little pre-built machine. That's basically what we're doing. Trying to go a step above and a step beyond all the other guys. Gotta stand out, right? So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.